from the top of West Mountain in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Good morning, everybody. This is 94.3 FM The Talker. This is Sanity Check. I am Libertarian Lou. We have on the phone Tea Party Mike Lacey, as always. X will be calling in. And if you want to blow off a little steam, you know this is the place to blow off a little steam at. It's 888-577-4487. That number is 888-577-4487. Call us about anything that's on your mind. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Lou. You know, there's lots on the mind today. Even here in Texas, they're screaming about the same old stuff that we're screaming about in northeastern Pennsylvania. Representation, Lou, that just doesn't represent.
Well, that's for sure. So, Michael, listen, the last few weeks here, like I've said, I've needed to blow off a little steam. We've talked an awful lot about the custody for cash, free and equal elections. I needed a little relief. I needed some, I shouldn't say comic relief, but I needed some kind of relief. So I asked Frank Sorick to come back into studio for folks that are listening maybe for the first time or just new to our show. And Michael, certainly since we've been talking about custody for cash, there's an awful lot of people around the country we've heard that now listen to our show because that's a very important issue to them. But originally when we first started this, Frank, started this, Michael, that was July 4th in 2012 was the first newspaper, and at the beginning of 2012 was our first show. Everything was about Wilkes-Barre, and I say, you know what? We haven't talked about Wilkes-Barre for how long here? So I figure we're going to shake it back up a little bit. We have Frank Sorick in studio.
Good morning.
Good morning, Frank. So what's happening in Wilkes-Barre? I hear, we're hearing about the mayor. We have a part-time mayor.
We do. We have a mayor who works 3 hours a day because he has a full-time real estate business. And I'm not making that up. That's according to former city administrator J.J. Murphy, who is the current city manager in Hobbs, New Mexico. After fleeing the city of Wilkes-Barre, he landed in Hobbs, New Mexico, where the Independent Gazette tracked him down and interviewed him there.
We did. Remember that? Michael, we go to Hobbs, New Mexico. I still remember showing up there early in the morning. You had to see his face. Whoa! You guys are crazy.
Independent Gazette in Hobbs.
So when we first started, Michael, we start the Independent Gazette, the first issue, July 4th, 2012, and we continue to grow. For those that are listening for the first time, for people that have followed us right from the start, we are growing. We've said all along, and there's going to be some bumps in the road, and it's a long-term process. We looked at this. We said we're looking at 2014, 2016 to have a real influence coming up next week, Michael, and this is something we've been working on for quite some time. We have an Indiegogo project, a fundraising project to help us get the Pocono paper off the ground. So if you get our regular emails or you want to get involved, give us a call on that. This will help us print for the year, Frank and Michael, for the year in the Poconos and a few other things that'll help us get us off the ground. Certainly some of those newspaper dispensers we've been trying to wait for so that folks could pick up the Independent Gazette right there on the square in Wilkes-Barre, Frank.